It's a weird time in the country. There's lots going on. For the bulk of us, we've had to endure load shedding for the last 6 weeks. We've had all these different reports being shared, whether it's the Zondo report, whether it's criminal investigations that are on the go. And if you just look at the state of the country and how our municipalities are run, one can get really, really upset. And if you listen to the mood of people in our country, it's not in a good place. And one can get overwhelmed with everything that's going on. You've got your job to do, you've got your family to take care of, you've got all the responsibilities as citizens of this country to continue to drive things forward. And it's easy to fall and spiral into something that's negative. It's something I'm personally being challenged on. And I'm here to share some key principles that I've picked up in the last few weeks, just to put some substance, some structure behind how we can pull ourselves out of this. I was sitting with my son in the car a couple of weeks ago on his way to write a test, and had a discussion with him, and he was talking about being overwhelmed. Everything is so difficult. He's in matric this year, and to write prelims and then go into the final exams, you can be overwhelmed with everything that's going on. And I said to him, the most important thing to do is to build structure around everything. It's like that cupboard in your house that you want to get fixed. It's that cupboard that needs to be moved around, or all those things are just thrown in there. Fix that thing and then you will feel a lot better. I don't know how many times I've gone through that process where something's been gnawing my head. I want to go and fix it. I need to get it done. And once you do it, you have the sense of satisfaction that it's done. I was sharing with Andrew, my son, put a structure in place. This is the time I go to bed. This is what I'm going to be studying today. This is how I'm going to do it. And then if you do that, you're able to put some structure, and actually you can get on top of your subject matter. I also think about, when I'm about to deliver a presentation, if I'm not on top of my content, I'm super nervous. And I'm more anxious than normal. Not the normal anxiousness that you need, especially before presentation, but if you're not on top of your stuff, you're that much more nervous. So getting on top of your content, getting on top of your structure is that much more important. And it occurred to me, when we want to put stuff together, when we want to fix things, whether it's in our family, whether it's in our company, whether it's in our country, putting a structure in place, understanding what it is that we need to execute on, and then executing on it and ticking those things off the list will provide the level of satisfaction that one needs to be able to drive things forward. The second thing was, I was in the car listening to the radio and listening to this Zondo report. Some of the outcomes come through, and if you listen to 702, if you're in Johannesburg, I must tell you, people phone in and really share how they feel. And we had a whole bunch of these people phone through and vitriolic comments about how things are and how things are broken in the country and how things should be. The third thing that happened to me was, I was on Facebook, and I'm on part of this one group where the community shares photos and kind of stories and things. And one person posted a whole bunch of pictures about the area that we're in, and posted pictures of, way back when, 20 years ago, and where it is now. And it's just filth and rubbish and dilapidation, and our roads are, and potholes, and all of these things in place. And man, did that attract a hell of a lot of comments. People are really, really upset. It's the government of this country, it's this political party, it's my ward councillor, and people can spend time just providing so much of vitriolic comments about how things are broken. One lady came in and said, okay, there's all this stuff that's happening. What about setting up a group for us to go and pick up the garbage? I'll set it up. I'll set up times. Who wants to volunteer? Who wants to come in? When I stood still in that moment and I said, this is the kind of spirit that we need in this country. This is the kind of spirit we need to be able to do something. Stop with this complaining. I'm tired of the complaining. I'm tired of being pulled down into this dead spiral. Let's do something about it. Here's somebody that stood out and said, I'm going to do something now different. I'm going to inspire people around me. I'm going to get people to actually put their hands to it and actually make a meaningful impact. That group cleaned up our area in such an incredible way. Our area is now clean. They can also take courage from the fact that they've actually made a meaningful impact on a day-to-day basis. Now, one can take a step back and say, what can I do? What is it that I must do as an individual? And we have the opportunity in whatever role that we play, whether we're a leader in a business, whether our families at home, whether we're part of a community, you can do something about the issues that we face on a day-to-day basis. If I bring that back to our business as Altron Karabina, we had a spectacular year. We're going into this financial year and we're starting to do some incredible things with our customers. And it's easy for us to get complacent. And it's easy for us to now start to look at the success and go, okay, it's all good. And then when problems hit, marketing will say to sales, but it's those guys that are not doing it, or delivery is not doing this, or our customers are doing that. It's not about that. It's about saying, what role can I play as an individual in the midst of all of this to make a difference? Get out of that mindset of complaining. Figure out in that moment what it is that you can do as an individual. And carry this into our country. We need hope. We need people to play their roles to build society and to get things going to a completely different level. And don't think that the individual little thing that you can do will not make a difference in our country. My challenge to you, to every single person in this country, do your bit. Let's make this an amazing place. Let's make this a country that we are proud to live in.